Audi pioneered the premium go-fast small sedan segment back in 2014, when it launched its first ever four-door S3. Combining peppy performance with a premium interior resulted in a bona fide hit for the German brand. And to our eye, it just looks a bit more grown up and mature than its hatchback sibling. Fast forward to 2020, and the S3 sedan faces stiff competition from the newly introduced Mercedes-AMG A35 sedan. But does the S3 sedan still hold up, or are we looking back with rose-tinted glasses? Now, before we begin, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and that bell icon to stay up to date on all our latest videos. As the middle ground between the hardcore RS3 and standard A3 range, this S3 is powered by a punchy little 2-litre turbo petrol engine. A fun fact, it's actually the same engine you find in a Volkswagen Golf R. Power is sent to all four wheels via a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission, which translates to a 0 to 100 acceleration time of about 4.8 seconds, which isn't too bad for a 4-door luxury saloon that'll ferry the kids to school and fit groceries in the boot. Speaking of, as the name so subtly suggests, the S3 sedan is quite obviously a sedan. But if that's not your flavour, you can also have the S3 in a 5-door hatchback form. We're actually huge fans of the way the S3 sedan looks and the subtle hints to its sporting credentials, such as the slightly blistered wheel arches, the red brake calipers, and the quad exhaust tips. But which do you prefer? The S3 sedan or the S3 hatchback? Let us know in the comments section down below. There's not too much headroom in the rear for 6-foot tall passengers like me, especially not in this middle seat, but at least there's plenty of legroom. Amenities? Don't expect too much. There's a 12-volt socket and door cards that'll swallow a water bottle, but there's no fold-down armrest or cup holders to speak of. In the front, you're treated to a nicely sized multimedia screen here, but sadly, it's not touch. You have to control it with the buttons down here. Everything feels nice and premium thanks to a sea of leather, but our favorite feature has to be Audi's all-digital instrument panel. Audi calls it Virtual Cockpit, and it lets you customize what you see right in front of you. So, for example, if you wanted satellite navigation front and center, you click over here, and you can even expand the view out with the push of a button.
But enough playing around with the gadgets and gizmos. What's the S3 sedan actually like to drive? Well, the short answer is, it's really good.
With a punchy engine up front and all-wheel drive traction, the S3 sedan just grips and goes. Various settings can also be adjusted through Audi's Drive Select menu, but they only change things like the transmission settings and throttle response.
Audi has fitted its magnetic suspension in the 2020 S3 sedan as standard, but being an S model, it is still a bit harder than the standard A3 range.
But the byproduct of that, well, it retains a pretty sporty character throughout the bends.
Steering is short, sharp and direct, while the 2-litre turbo engine really delivers in low speeds around town. Admittedly, it does run out a huff a bit at the top end, but there's always the hardcore RS3 for those who want to take another step up in performance. The RS3 is a little more ostentatious and over the top though, while the S3 sedan remains a bit more subtle and sophisticated. Our biggest gripe? Driving is a bit hard around town, not helped by the 19-inch wheels and low-profile tyres and harder suspension setup. And after all this time, the S3 sedan still delivers on all the thrills and luxury you'd expect out of a sporty Audi model. Now we know there's a rumoured new generation version expected to break cover in the next couple of months, but we can safely say if the new one is anything like this current one, Audi are onto another winner. For our full written review, head to carsguide.com.au.